Hey everyone, TSW here with TGN, bringing you episode number 2 of How to Tank as a Warrior, and we are level 35. If you missed episode number 1, there'll be an annotation at the top of the screen slightly to the left, which will take you there, and also when I upload episode number 3 to the right, there will be an annotation link to episode number 3. So, in episode number 1, I mentioned that I would talk about keybinds, and I will very briefly. Hit escape or press the game menu button, bring up the game options. You want to enable the different bars, so clicking interface action bars and then tick these, as well as then going back and clicking keybinds, and you'll be able to see the different commands and then the keys which correspond to the command. Change them. You've got action bar 1, which would be this one, sorry, action bar functions, which is this bar, your main bar, then bottom left, bottom right, and your two sidebars. There is a more in-depth video which I have already made on how to bind. There'll be an annotation here at the bottom of the screen, as well as a link in the description. Now, whilst we're waiting for a healer, I will cover the new abilities I've got since last episode. I have a heroic throw, a shield block, disarm, cleave, and through talents I have Warbringer and Last Stand. That's really cool. Actually, I'm just going to change the keybind of Last Stand. I'm going to move it over here and then change, where am I going, keybinds, change 0 to my mouse button 5. There we go, Last Stand. Right, so I'm going to just break the video up so I'm actually inside an instance. Okay, so literally 3 seconds later, we get the queue pop. Here we are in an Uldaman. Yay! Really nice instance. I do like it quite a lot. It's quite, yeah, I think that'd be good for a guide video, having lots of different mob packs. There being lots of mobs, lots of different fights, and different ways that you have to tank them. Let's grab the quests quickly. Don't really care about the quests. This isn't a quest video. Right, we're all set. Let's go to the left. The rest of the group coming with me. Yes, follow me. Gonna go for my battle shout straight away. Charge multiple mobs. Go for Rend, then Thunderclap, and then heroic throw this guy. Target the last guy and shield slam. I have enough threat on everybody, so I will just use my cleave ability. We spoke. Oh, kill the healing ward. We spoke about Heroic Strike in the first episode, and Cleave is very similar to Heroic Strike in that it shares the 4-second cooldown with Heroic Strike, and also doesn't use a global. So essentially it's exactly the same as Heroic Strike, doesn't require a global, it shares the cooldown, it uses 30 rage, but the one difference is it does slightly less damage because you can't talent for it, and also it attacks 2 targets. So whenever you're wanting to expel your rage, when you're single target tanking, when you're just tanking one mob, use your Heroic Strike. When you're dealing with mobs that are 2 or greater, you want to be using your Cleave. It's as simple as that, and it's so good for that reason, because at the moment at this level, the only AoE ability we have is Thunderclap. That attacks everyone around us in a 10-yard range. And Cleave attacks 2 targets within melee range, which is, it's fine. But, they're the only abilities we have so far. And it's very crucial that you know that as soon as you get Cleave, because it just fills in the gap in case you miss with your Thunderclap, or you only Thunderclap half the mobs, or if more mobs pull, you're aware that you have other abilities to gather up more than one mob at a time, so they're attacking you. Because a lot of tanking in the initial stages of combat isn't about how much threat you do, it's about if you attack or not. Because at the very, very beginning of combat, the rest of the players in your group won't have a lot of threat, because they've only just come into combat. It might be a healer who's done one healer. Sorry, it might be a healer who's done one heal, therefore they will have aggro on everything, or a DPSer who has done a single attack on the target. say if it's a, let's stick with the warriors, say if it's a arms warrior who's done a heroic strike or something on the target, that's only one ability, whereas if the fight is, 30 seconds into the encounter, he may have done 5 heroic strikes. So using, a thunderclap wouldn't grant you aggro if the other warrior had done 5 heroic strikes. Thunderclap is not the same as 5 heroic strikes threat-wise, okay? That's when you would need to use something like Taunt. But for the very first few seconds of combat, you can white hit to get more aggro than a healer. You can heroic strike to get more aggro than a single frostbolt from a mage. That sort of thing. So, when you get used to tanking, you'll know what sort of abilities, especially at max level, when it all kind of like stabilizes and you don't continue leveling, etc. Got lots of loot here. I'm going to grab that shield. Very nice. Got some parry and more stamina and armor. It does have more stamina, yeah? I'm not lying, am I? I don't know. I'll check in a sec. And then this and this. The bow would be cool, but I'm sure the rogue will want it unless he's in leveling gear. Okay, I'm just taunting this mob so it's actually attacking me. Right, where was I? What was I talking about? I was talking about cleave. And then I was talking about like grabbing aggro. Cool. That's called snap aggro, when you just grab aggro pure and simply. Like, if these 3 mobs were all running towards someone else, like a healer. They're not going to, they're going to attack melee, okay. But if I were to, like use a thunderclap and grab aggro, straight away, that would be what we'd refer to as snap aggro, something that grants us aggro straight away, like in a single ability. AoE pack here, gonna rend, thunderclap, and then shield slam the boss, because I foresee that the rest of the group are going to be attacking the boss. He's going to be popping down his healing ward. Oh, I lie. There's another ability that I got since last time, and that's Concussion Blow, an ability that I feel that lots of warrior tanks not necessarily underestimate, but perhaps don't use as much as they should, because it has got a great utility. I think that any ability that a warrior is given, or any class is given, just increases that class's utility more. So just gonna rend, thunderclap, and then keep on with the cleaves. I missed my cleave on this guy, so I know I have less aggro on this left mob, so I'm gonna shield slam him and then refer back to the first mob. Obviously I'm talking and doing my abilities very slowly for demonstrative purposes, so that the mobs are dying as I'm talking, but hopefully I get the point across. Loot these guys, charge in. There are stealth guys here. Oh yes, right on time. So just be aware, as well as moving your camera back to make sure that no one is getting attacked from behind. Killing the healing ward, using the victory rush when I can, just to relieve the healer of any sort of stress when healing me, although I'm pretty sure on these 3 mobs, if he's stressed at healing, I'd be concerned as well. Right, so we're going to access the big lady out the back. Wow, they've got rid of a lot of mobs here. Or is it just me? Or is it because they're all in stealth? I don't know. So my cleave is being parried and dodged all the time, so that's not good. However, like I said, I think in the first video, you can open up straight away with the thunderclap. Just bear in mind that you will have less aggro later on, but more aggro immediately, because you're not having to wait for a global for your rend. Right, let's grab the boss. Gonna open up with a shield slam and then use my shield block so that I am taking less damage. Now what shield block does is increase your block chance by 25%, and that's great, because it means that a quarter of the time my moves are going to be blocked, which when I block, can I block soon? I don't. There you go. I take 200 damage, but I blocked 86 of it, which means that took like just under a third damage less, which is cool. It's just free damage I'm not taking. You can think of it as an absorb effect. It's just damage that isn't there on me. It's not damage on me. Right, there we go. Handing the quest. There's another quest I could have gotten as well. Apparently, I saw the minimap, but oh well. I'm sure I'll live without it. Oh, disarm. See that guy has a dagger? I can disarm him for 10 seconds. He no longer has the dagger in his hand. That in its own is pretty cool. It's very good for PvP, but most tanking is done in a PvE environment. But it reduces the damage you take because the mob doesn't have the weapon in his hand. Now these are lots of mobs. I'm gonna try and get a rend off and then thunderclap. If my rend missed, I would have gone straight for the thunderclap because with this many mobs, if they all focus on like the healer, for example, he'd die very, very quickly. Whereas if it's like 2 mobs, I can get away with rending, missing, rending, missing, rending. There we go. And then thunderclap, and then grab all the aggro that way. I'm gonna rend here just because I thought there may be extra mobs. As you can see, I didn't open up immediately with a shield slam, and I don't get penalised for it at all because it's low level. However, throughout the the fight, I will have done less damage, which is something to think about when you're in sort of like a progressing raid environment. But for low level, it doesn't really matter too much if you do 5% less damage than you potentially could have done. But just for future reference, Heroic Throw this guy. Heroic Throw is a really, really nice ability. It costs no rage, and it's an aggressive ability that does damage. That's a rarity for a warrior, right there. What's the called? A minute? Yeah, it's a minute, and you can spec into Gag Order, which will not only apply a silence effect to your Heroic Throw and your pummel, but also reduce the cooldown by 30 seconds. So that's very desirable if you're planning on using your Heroic Throw a lot, or want it to silence the target. Oh, this guy's pulled aggro. I'm going to go for the rend first, and then thunderclap, although the rended target did die straight away. It probably would have been better to go for a thunderclap straight away. That would have played it safer, because I know this rogue has no AoE ability at this level, so he'd have aggro on the maximum of 1 target, and he's taking damage from a lot of mobs, and therefore I want to get aggro off him immediately, like as soon as possible, and I would do that by thunderclapping straight away, because the maximum amount of targets he would have been able to attack is 1, and the maximum amount of targets I'm able to attack with my rend, my first global, is 1. That's all it does. In like rend only attacks 1 target until I thunderclap, and that would be on the second global, which would be 1.5 seconds later, which obviously in that time 1.5 seconds extra that he's got aggro, that increases the chance of him dying. So opening up with a thunderclap would have been a better move then. So we've got lots of mobs here, just making sure I've got aggro of them all. They pulled from back here, which isn't cool, but again, I said this in episode 1 near the end. I like tanking because you have to have the awareness. There's you have to like be alert and not just be like this rogue and think to yourself, okay, this guy's I'm attacking, I want to do as much damage as I can and have him die as quickly as possible. I need to not only think about my me doing as much damage as I can, but also maintaining threat, making sure nothing else goes wrong, and things like that. And I enjoy that. That's what tanking does for me. So that guy's ranged. I'm going to Heroic Throw. Heroic Throw has a 30-yard range, which is the same as our taunt, and you can essentially use it as a taunt quite a lot of the time. Like I say, at the beginning of combat, when the threat levels are very low, and a single ability can grant you aggro. So it's got a 30-yard range, requires no rage, and does a reasonable amount of threat. Additionally, if you're ever out of rage at any point, you can use your Heroic Throw just to fill a global and do an additional attack. Oh, there's the secret passageway out and in I've not been in this instance, I think, for, like, you know, people always say, like, oh, I've not been here for years. It quite possibly has been more than a year since I've been in this instance, which I think is quite cool. It's nice coming back. Looks like the rogue's going this way. Are we following the rogue? Yeah, because we swing back around that way anyway. Plus we get an extra boss going this way, and means that I think we will miss a couple of trash packs, so hopefully we will finish the instance a little quicker, which is always good, especially if you're doing the random instances where you want to get through them as quickly as possible for your extra satchel of loot or whatever it is you get. I'm going to make sure I have battle shout up as often as possible. I'm going to pull my heroic throw because I'm at range and I just want to be in combat with this guy as quickly as possible. And then also, like I said this in episode number 1, but I want to stress it again. Don't feel that Thunderclap is simply just for AoE encounters, because the debuff it generates, reducing the time between attacks by 20%, is, you know, worth having on any target, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna charge in, or actually not charge, because the line of sighting me. Go for a Thunderclap. That one of the one of the scorpions wasn't Thunderclap, but with me spamming cleave, I think I managed to grab it. If not, it died insanely quickly anyway. So, oh, there's a chest here. Is it locked? Yes, it is locked. I'm not quite sure if the rogue's going to spy it, but yes, he is. We'll see if there's a green item in it for us. We seem to be pulling up here. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a moment where I'm not going to use my Ren, because that mage could have died from these 5 mobs attacking it. Oh, we've got some plate braces. I'm not quite sure how much more. No, I don't want to go for them. They have a lot more armor than mine have, but the attack power doesn't outweigh the stamina, and the armor as well doesn't outweigh the stamina I get. Wait for the rogue. Actually, I don't really need to wait for the rogue. If he was the healer, yes, I would wait. Right, I've got these 2 mobs which I didn't attack with the Thunderclap. One of them's getting shield slammed, and the other one is attacking me anyway. That's good. Again, that would be my cleave that's doing that damage, or doing the threat rather, and attacking that guy. So let's pull this guy, charge, shield slam, then go for a shield block, making sure I'm taking as little damage as possible, as these guys are quite a few levels higher than me. I'm level 35. Sorry, can't get my words out. And these guys are 4 levels higher than me, so that's why their levels are in red. Just to say, these guys are quite a lot higher level than you, and I'm like, oh. And the boss is there, just, you know, just chilling, watching his minions fall in front of him. Right, this guy dies, and now the boss starts to wander around. Everyone seems to have enough mana. Let's charge with my shield block up, open up with a shield slam, get a second shield slam up, so I've got plenty of threat. Go for a Thunderclap, so he's attacking me more slowly. He doesn't have a weapon, because move out the tornado. What I'd ideally want to do now, especially on a mob that is so much higher level than me and doing so much damage to me, is if he had a weapon, I'd have really liked to have been able to disarm him so that he does even less damage on me. So he's not only attacking me slower with my Thunderclap debuff on him, but he's also attacking me for less because he doesn't have a weapon. But as you can see, he's quite clearly attacking me with his bare fists. This is quite a brawl we're having. I can try and disarm him, but it doesn't allow me to actually use the ability. It's probably easier if you see me actually try and click the ability than use my keybinds. I'm going to go for my Thunderclap again, go for my Sunder Armor again to keep the armor decreased by 12%, and then make sure I use shield block all the time, because this guy obviously is attacking me, and as a tank I want to not only have threat, but I also want to take the least amount of damage I can. So using my shield block all the time is very, very good. I hate these randomized items. Crag fists of the monkey, of the whale, of the serpent. Is there serpent? I don't know. But anyway, I'll have to take these anyway because they have more stamina and a little bit more armor. Yeah, I'll take them. I don't want to take them, but I'll take them. They could be so much better. That's my point. If they were of the bear or something with strength and stamina. Charge in. Go for a thunderclap. Get all these mobs on me. There we go. Oh, I also have concussion blow. I've not spoken about concussion blow yet, have I? Concussion blow is a really nice stun ability. It stuns the target for 5 seconds. Let's double check. 5 seconds, yes. And it's got a 30-second cooldown. Yes. And it requires 15 rage. Let's go for the triple. Yes, 15 rage. There we go. I don't have any rage. I need to charge one. There we go. And now I thunderclap. How cool is that? That's really nice. Because I can't use my thunderclap without any rage. So I was very scared in that all of these mobs were going to run straight past me because I wouldn't be able to use any of my attacks. The only thing I can use when I have no rage is my my heroic throw, like I mentioned before, requires no rage. My racial, sorry, I'm seeing these moves, these spells fly across the room and I'm not tanking them when they're obviously not attacking me. The moves I can use when I don't have any rage, or when I'm rage starved or just not able to use them. I can use my charge, which is probably my go-to move, the one that I'd use most likely. That's just because it gets me in combat nice and quickly. It means that I'm ahead most likely of the rest of the group. So if I did lose aggro, the mobs would have to run a greater distance, meaning that it would take them longer to run, meaning that there's more time for me to react and use abilities to get aggro. Additionally, I can use my battle shout, which will not only grant me, if I don't have the effect up already, strength and agility, or I can use my racial rocket barrage, which will give me some threat, as well as a very similar ability, heroic throw. I think heroic throw would give me more threat as well. I don't know how much threat a rocket barrage would give me, but I'm pretty sure that a heroic throw would grant me more. Oh god, we're putting lots of mobs here. Also, like anything that's being cast, like that fireball, I can interrupt it if I didn't miss with my with my concussion blow. So concussion blow has a nice short 30-second cooldown. I'd say that's pretty short for considering how good it is. It stuns for 5 seconds, so it's quite a long stun, and it requires only 15 rage. It's an ability that you always have because you always get vigilant, so you've always got concussion blow, and especially in 5-mans I don't see a lot of people use it, which is a bit of a shame because, like, if you lose aggro on something you can taunt it. If you lose aggro on something you can go for a thunderclap and hopefully get aggro, but you can also stun it for 5 seconds with a concussion blow. I see very few people stunning mobs to avoid them from attacking other people. They just either let them attack the healer or whoever it is that they're attacking, or they wait, 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds, or however long it takes for their taunt to come off cooldown. Let's go first. Don't think about. Okay, apparently we're dilly dallying. Okay, we've got a guy shooting us over here. That's not good. I'm gonna use my shield block. And then, because I'm out of rage, sorry, I can use my heroic throw. And then, because I'm still out of range and rage, I can't get those words the right way around. And then follow up with my racial, because again I still have no rage. Taunt that guy. Don't have any ranged abilities, so I'll just have to rely on the taunt. And then this guy, it said losing threat, so I've got low threat on that guy, so I'm going to use my shield slam, which, like I said in episode 1, is our highest threat ability we have. So use that to our advantage. Okay, so these guys are pulled. We've taunt that guy. Thunderclap. I know I managed to thunderclap everything because I've tanked before. I'm very aware of the radius of thunderclap. But for those of you who are perhaps newer to tanking, you would have perhaps wanted to move your camera a lot more and double check that all the mobs were in fact attacking you. In case that the thunderclap didn't stretch far enough in order for them to attack. Can I? Oh, my the rage I needed for my concussion blow came in a little bit late, so I wasn't able to interrupt that cast so So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I've also got Warbringer, I think, which I've not talked about so far. Polearm, don't really want that. Where am I talking about? Warbringer. It allows you to charge in any stance. So battle stance, defensive stance, berserk stance. Now that I've got it, I can charge in any stance and also in combat. Like I said in episode 1, a great thing about warriors, well, not necessarily during episode 1 because I was so low level, but as you progress through the leveling and get more abilities, you are able to travel across the battlefield very quickly with charges, leaps, and intercepts, and intervenes, which is really, really handy. And that kind of that utility as a tank isn't really there for anyone else, tank-wise. And it's one of the reasons why you want a tank in a warrior tank, that is, in certain encounters, such as Nefarian ad tanking, for example. Rend, Thunderclap, get these mobs on me. My shield slam isn't up, so I'll use my Sunder Armor. This guy's casting on me, so I'll interrupt him with my concussion blow, and he'll be stunned. And be aware that stuns. Ooh, those are nice. I'll grab those. Be aware that stuns don't only, stop the target from casting, but also locks them out for the duration of the stun. Concussion blow is a 5-second stun, which means that you're not taking damage from that target for 5 seconds because they're not doing anything. That you've not only stopped their cast, you've stopped all future casts for the next 5 seconds, all future melee swings. If it was if the mob was targeting somebody else, it would stop all the attacks on them for the next 5 seconds. And also, concussion blow does do a reasonable amount of threat. It doesn't do loads, but it does. It's noteworthy the amount of threat it does. It's not enough threat that you'd use it in your single target rotation ever, or ever rank it above your Devastate or Sunder Armor. But it does threat, which is good. I can't interrupt the Fire Nova because my concussion blow uses a global cooldown, which means I can't use it as and when I have to wait until the GCD finishes. Let's throw that guy. And Victory Rush this guy. Oh, this is the boss. That's why he's not dying very easily. GZ to that guy. Get some cloth shoulders. Pass on those. Nothing else is here. And then I think this is when we need to backtrack a little. Right, off we go. I'm just trying to think what I've talked about because this isn't the first take I've had on episode number 2. So if I repeat myself, I apologise. So disarm is really good. It means that the mob can't attack you with his weapon anymore. It clues in the name. You disarm them. So if they've got a big two-handed weapon slamming you in the face for 10,000 damage every swing, he'll be attacking you with his fists, and he'll be stroking you instead of smashing you over the face with his weapon. We can charge in any stance and in or out of combat. It doesn't matter, which is really good. Not only can we get into the action very quickly, but we also have an extra way to generate rage. And it also stuns the target as well, which is pretty cool. What else do we have? We have a Heroic Throw, a really nice ranged ability, which will not only grant us some threat. So at the beginning of combat, you can acquire aggro on multiple targets if you miss them with your Thunderclap, etc. We have Shield Block, which increases our block chance by 25%, which is really nice. You want to be using that pretty much every single cooldown. We have Concussion Blow, which, in any sort of situation, like here, if I feel like I'm taking too much damage, I'll just Concussion Blow one of the mobs. He's not attacking me for 5 seconds. That's great. I'm taking less damage. That's awesome. So definitely consider using your Concussion Blow every cooldown, just so you take a little less damage. But bear in mind that obviously if you use it every cooldown, to like say on this guy it's not available because it's not on cooldown. Anyway, if you use it as soon as it's available, bear in mind that if someone does pull aggro and you'd ideally want to Concussion Blow and stun them so it's not attacking the healer or whoever, obviously you won't be able to have that luxury. So bear that in mind. Wow, they have got rid of like trash packs in here. That's so crazy. Why would they do that, Blizzard? It's like no mobs in here. This used to be like a room full of mobs. It used to be like a patrolling pack here and a patrolling pack here at least. Anyway, it means that this video will be not quite as long, because I will finish the instance. I think I should. Just for those of you who want to stick around for the end. Just like a selfless plug, if you do want to check out any more of my videos, and I'd say that if you've watched the video to this point, that you generally would want to, as you've not clicked off, there'll be a link to my channel at the end, and also a link in the description if you want to see any more of my videos. And one of the things that I'd quite like to do is perhaps do not necessarily behind the scenes of this sort of series I'm bringing to TGN and its channel, but perhaps if I have any sort of like anything funny that happens or interesting, instead of making like a whole video about it, I might just post that on my personal channel. So if you want any extra like bonus clips or whatever, you can go on my channel, as well as any of the videos that I bring out on my channel. It's not just going to be additions to what I post on TGM. There's also like unique things on there as well. So yeah, so I'm just killing these guys very simply. Just bear in mind that they spawn quickly, and you know, they, as soon as you finish one mob, the second will spawn immediately. So bear in mind that you may want to consider stockpiling your rage, so that as soon as the next mob spawns, bam, shield slam it straight away. That can be very effective. Say, like, I'm going to stop attacking, I'm not going to use any moves, I'm going to let my rage pool gather. So when I pull my next pack, provided that my rage doesn't deplete, because it does lose one every second, in the next pack I should be able to run in and use all my moves in all their glorious form. So run in, thunderclap whilst cleaving. I've got plenty of rage. I can use my rage dump, which in an AoE situation would be cleave. So I'm able to get lots and lots of aggro nice and early on, and that's something that if you're struggling with tanking, could, you know, sort you out. Try and get in as many engagements at the beginning as possible with the maximum amount of rage you're able to get, and that's really nice, because at the beginning of any sort of encounter, that's generally speaking the time when threat is the biggest concern to you as the tank, because as soon as, like, now, like, I've attacked the mob a few times. I've got plenty of rage on it. It's tanking isn't as, you know, hard as it used to be at this level. You just do a couple of abilities and you have aggro. And that's one of the reasons why I really want to be leveling this guy quickly and churning out these episodes nice and swiftly, so that I can get onto like the high level stuff. Because I know lots of people would rather see that than this more lower level stuff. But I completely understand that some people obviously do want to see the low level stuff and how to tank, you know, with only like 10 abilities or however many I'm using frequently. So last guy, hopefully he'll drop the ring. Oh god, it's another random enchant ring. So hopefully it'll be something with like dodge and stamina. Am I clicking the thing? Yes please. Oh, is everyone inside? Because I know the door closes. I think we're all here. Hello. You're pulling. I'm going to use my battle shout, give me some rage, enough so I can use my shield slam, and then use my shield block. Straight away, I think I have enough rage. I'm going to go for my thunderclap straight away. I know that ads are going to spawn, so I'm going to rend the boss preemptively. Just so that when the mobs spawn, I can thunderclap. And then the rend is spread. And then he's going to spawn more mobs. The rend is still going. Gonna thunderclap. He only spawns one mob at a time. Now he spawns more. Here we go. Bring on the mobs. Let's go. I'm gonna save my shield block, just so that when all these mobs spawn, I'm gonna re-rend as well. Not thunderclap, because I want to keep my thunderclap off cooldown. There we go. Did I get all of them? I think I missed one of them. So I'm gonna target that with my mouse. Click on it and then taunt. There we go. How nice and simple was that? A lot of the time, it's you know, you can easily panic when you know, lots of mobs are running around and you don't know what to do. But try and keep a cool head. Make sure you've got plenty of rage, and just be aware of what abilities you have available to you, and then use the most desirable ones first, followed by the least desirable. So that guy is still attacking the rogue. I'm just gonna. Well, I taunted the first one, So I think did I shield slam or yeah, shield slam because I didn't get threat with my thunderclap. So the single target the boss down, and the adds, do they despawn? Yes, they do. Oh, and I ding from that. And the ring dropped with a gorilla enchant, strength and intellect. That's not very good for me. But we have a quest that I can hand in here. So I thank everyone for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider thumbing up the video. It helps me out tremendously. Helps the video get noticed by more people and help more people such as yourself, hopefully. I've been TSW with TGN. Thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't already checked out my channel, there'll be a link here to it as well as in the description, as well as the extra videos on how to keybind and things like that. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers. Man, my goblin's ugly.